Nassau town. I'm gonna live the life of Charlie Brown. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. One of these mornings it won't be long. See, Tilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. Sing it, children. Sing it, children. This woman out hard, I had enough. I'm gonna go to Nassau to fluff my stuff. No more up in the morning, out in the field. Just relax, chill out, and cool my heels. One of these mornings, it won't be long. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. One of these mornings it won't be long. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. Come on, children, come on now. Hey. I hear you, I hear you. I hear you, children. Look out, Nassau, here I come. Who said a poor man's work is never done? I'm Jack the dull boy that had no fun, but from here on in the fun's begun. One of these mornings it won't be long. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. One of these mornings it won't be long. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. Come on now. Oh, sing it, children. Here we go. I going down to Nassau, I can find me one cool tree, and in the middle of the day, I can be eating.
Tonight, the Customs, Immigration, and Allied Workers Union calling for the resignation of a cabinet minister. Tonight, we'll tell you why. Also, a town hall meeting in Exuma on a controversial property. We are live. And later, shovels in the ground as work begins on the new hospital. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the Bahamas Customs and Immigration and Allied Workers Union, they're calling on government to axe the Immigration Minister, Alfred Sayers, tonight. At a press conference held earlier today, Union President Deron Brooks outlining a number of concerns, including outstanding promotions, overtime pay, and insurance, which he claims the minister has failed to address. Now, for that reason, Brooks says heads must roll.
A visual aid. This is my double six and my double blank. The first thing I'm doing today is going to push hard cards on the Minister of Immigration. Honorable Prime Minister, I would not bring you a problem without a solution. Fire the Minister of Immigration. I hear you. Please.
Brooks also claims that the union has attempted to reach the minister on several occasions to address these issues. However, he says Sayers has not made himself available. He asserts tonight that the immigration minister has done more harm than good since his appointment.
In 2021, prior to him becoming the minister, we had a promotion exercise that created anomalies. It created more problems than it solved. So in 2025, the officers expected that the promotion exercise that came out in July would have corrected the anomalies of 2021 and fix everything going forward. But in fact, the promotion exercise, although it was large, it was flawed. Many officers were left without a promotion or superseded without explanation. To date, a lot of them from as far back as 2021 don't know why they didn't get promoted and have not received any kind of communication from public service or immigration as it relates to why and how that happened, or even when it's going to be resolved.
The Ministry of Immigration and National Insurance is tonight rejecting those claims made by the union, defending what officials say is one of the largest promotion exercises in the department's history. In a statement released just moments ago, the ministry says that more than 250 officers have been promoted since July, with additional promotions still under review and subject to approval by the Public Service Commission. Officials also acknowledging that some personnel files were previously missing or incomplete, but says a long-year audit was conducted to correct those issues and ensure that officers were properly assessed. On compensation, the ministry noting that more than $2.5 million was allocated for overtime this fiscal year. Those funds have been exhausted, though, due to staffing shortages. Now, we saw a similar case happen with the Public Hospitals Authority and overtime pay for nurses. The ministry also pushing back against claims that officers have been ignored, saying that multiple meetings have been held with union representatives and maintaining that all promotions are being carried out in accordance with the public service procedures. Now, officials say they remain open to continued dialogue, a story we are continuing to follow tonight. Well, for the second time, developers behind the controversial Tegra project, they're hosting a town hall meeting in Exuma tonight as they face some continued scrutiny and community concerns over the massive Rosewood Exuma development. Now, the company says the additional meetings are a part of its effort to allow more residents to voice their views after some community members were unable to attend the first session. Now, our Rebecca Bain is live tonight at that meeting in Exuma with the latest. Rebecca, what's the atmosphere been like?
Good evening, Janea. I am here in Georgetown, Exuma, where a town hall committee meeting is underway for residents to express their concerns surrounding the Antigua Rosewood project on Sampson Key. Now, I do want you to take a look behind me. We do have a large crowd here with community members. Some of them are also a part of the Exuma Alliance, and our panel is filled with officials from the Integra Group and officials from the Town Hall Planning Committee meeting. Now, I did speak to a few members of the community before the meeting has started, and some of the concerns that they voiced is that the project is supposed to bring about some dredging to the North Bay seabed in Exuma, and for them, this is a huge concern, as they say. They do say that it can bring a detrimental effect to the ecosystem here in Exuma, as it is very fragile. We do know tourism is the #1 industry in the Bahamas, and it brought about 1.5 million tourists to us last year. And Exuma is one of those islands that brought in a large number of tourists. Another concern tonight is that the project is also supposed to bring a seawall, and they say tides can in the area, but not everybody has the same views here. I do have a few residents who would like to share some of their concerns. Ms. Rowe, can you come and tell me about some of the concerns that you have for this project and your ideas?
Hi, my name is Eureka. I'm a native of Black Point, Exuma. I fully support the project that Rosewood is presenting, simply because it is a luxury brand, and I am familiar with the Exumians, and not just the Exumians, but also the neighboring islands that can benefit from them. Rosewood is a luxury brand. with resorts and hotels constructed around the world. And we don't even have to go that far. We can look at Rosewood, Bahamas, and see the opportunities that persons from the way up to the rooms have. So I believe that it can benefit the island of Exuma, which depends heavily on tourism. I also believe that the opportunities here, the opportunities and the training can benefit the residents.
All right, and do we have some other concerns from residents here in Mr. Ferguson, can you tell me a bit surrounding this project?
Well, for one thing, I think it's a land grab. They've been given 124 acres or something like that. They have $20 million to invest initially. They plan to get the rest of the money by selling lots for $177 million. That looks like, and why couldn't the government of Bahamas sold the property for $177 million? We also signatories to certain international treaties designed to protect seagrass and the marine environment. I think they may have given us $100 million already. They're just becoming a Donald Trump type government, you know.
So as you can see, the reviews here are mixed tonight. We do know this is the second meeting held here in the Exuma community. The first one was held back in January, where revisions were made to the plans based off of the residents' concerns, where the seawall will be reduced, and they also mentioned that we will see a reduction to the marinas that are supposed to be built in the area also. But for right now, we will let you know how the meeting goes tonight based off of the response, and we will provide further updates on our social media platforms. For right now, I'm Rebecca Bain, live in Georgetown, Exuma, sending it back to you at the desk, Janelle.
So much, a great job there by our Rebecca Bain. Of course, you can find out more details on that town meeting on all of our social media pages. On to some other news tonight. The death of a man on board an emergency flight heading into Exuma. It's putting the island's key infrastructure and health gaps under a microscope. Officials say the medical flight was unable to land, allegedly due to runway lighting issues. Moments later, the intended target of that flight reportedly died. An investigation has since been launched into the incident. However, the Free National Movement candidate for Exuma, Deborah Moxie, says this incident highlights a persistent issues affecting the family islands.
While investigations continue into the death of Mr. Rule, it is deeply concerning that an emergency medical flight was reportedly unable to land at Exuma International Airport due to runway lighting issues. Such a failure during a medical emergency is totally unacceptable. Over the past months, there have also been repeated incidents where local airlines were unable to land because the runway lights were not on. This pattern points to a serious and ongoing infrastructural problem that must be urgently addressed. This tragedy further underscores the pressing need to improve conditions at the Exuma Healthcare Center and reduce the frequent reliance on emergency airlifts to Nassau. Residents should not have to fear falling ill because of gaps in local health care and critical infrastructure.
Now, Deputy Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Exuma, Chester Cooper, says he's spoken with the family of the deceased and has requested a full investigation by the Civil Aviation Authority to determine what may have occurred. This is a story we are continuing to follow tonight. While a major step forward is now underway in the long-anticipated development of the new public hospital that's planned for the capital. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, confirming that Phase 1 of pre-construction has officially begun, with heavy equipment already on site and land preparation now in progress.
Well, we are in the final stages. If you were to take the feasibility study, you will see that it is the government responsibility for land preparation. Once the land is prepared, and it's being done in 2 phases, and I'm pleased to report that the heavy equipment should be at the site on Wednesday, tomorrow. But we have been on the site for more than a few months because the environmental certificate is very clear, because it's a sensitive ecological area on how we are supposed to collect trees, shrubs, and flora, and how we're supposed to put them in our nursery before we put the heavy equipment down. We have met the requirements of the Ministry of Environment, and now we're going to go with phase one. Phase one is the preparatory step for the man camp and to be able to get the heavy equipment in, and phase two is to prepare the site.
Darville says the groundwork being laid will clear the way for contractors to move in and begin full construction, making some tangible progress on a project government says will significantly strengthen healthcare delivery in the Bahamas.
Once that's complete, we hand that over to the contractor, and then that's when the drawdown starts. So the contractors are preparing. I can tell you this much. Equipment is en route from China. Heavy equipment, different things that they need to complete the job. And we're excited because now I need to move fast to prepare the land so that we can hand it over, and then we could have our owner's rep on site. The environmental group will be on site monitoring these projects, monitoring the quality of the concrete to make sure it's certified in the right PSI, to ensure that at the end of the day, the Bahamian people get something that is not only useful for medical terms, but a structure that will take us in for the next 40 to 50 years.
Well, if you heard a loud boom last night, it wasn't an explosion, nor was it an accident. It was SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket making a landing on a drone ship in waters off Exuma. Last night, many catching the sparkling streets across the sky as the Falcon X booster made its way in the country. It was the second SpaceX landing here in the Bahamas, following a landing back in February of last year. During a Starlink launch, the failed launch in April resulted in debris falling in local waters, forcing the government to put the landing collaboration on hold to perform an environmental assessment of all rocket landings here in the region. Well, as discussions grow about SpaceX landing in the Bahamas, residents are weighing in on the potential impact as it relates to safety and also environmental concerns. With future landings expected, the question of whether the country should remain a host location is gaining some renewed attention tonight. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question, do you believe the Bahamas should continue to host these SpaceX landings? 11% of participants voting yes, continue, 86% voting no, and some 3% voted that they were undecided. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls as your voice matters. Meantime, 778 trainees looking to begin their journey in the Bahamas Customs Department are one step closer to their dream. Today, they participated in a drill exercise that comes as the trainees will soon be enlisted in the government agency. Comptroller of the Customs Department, Ralph Monroe, says enlistment is critical as the law enforcement agency moves to increase manpower to ramp up revenue collection.
You have joined the Customs Department at a very exciting period within the life of our country. I say exciting because you are no doubt on the edge of that period when we're going to be collecting customs duty as a source of revenue. Most of you, no doubt, would live long enough to know when customs duty is going to be a thing of the past. You've seen the introduction of value-added tax, and I believe that you have heard of other things in the media. But until that time arrives, you're going to be responsible for a large portion of the revenue to run this country. You ought to feel proud, but your drill this evening is about instilling within you discipline as well as national pride. As a department, we have come a long way. 20, 30, 40 years ago, no one dreamt about having a drill in the Customs Department. As I aforementioned, you are only the second cohort to have done so. But I can assure you that it's going to be a part of the life of the training of every customs officer who's going to be coming into the department.
On to news from the political arena tonight. Could Grand Bahama hold the key to who forms the next government? With 5 critical seats in play and growing frustration among residents, both major political parties and also alternates are now pouring resources into the nation's second city in a high-stakes battle for control. Our Janelle Longley has the details tonight.
5 seats, high stakes, and a political battleground that could ultimately decide the next general election. Grand Bahama, once the industrial engine of the country, is now firmly in the crosshairs of both the Progressive Liberal Party and the Free National Movement, each making their case to voters eager for long-promised revival. Among the most closely watched races, Marcos City, where opposition leader Michael Pintard is seeking to not only retain his seat, but strengthen his party's path back to power.
I believe that the Bahamian people in Grand Bahama have greater confidence that under my leadership that there will be transformation on the island because I have a track record.
But the Davis Cooper administration insists its record will resonate with voters, pointing to what it says are major steps to reverse years of economic stagnation.
They cannot deny that Grand Bahamians are returning. There's a reason why they're returning.
Years of devastating hurricanes, economic decline, rising utility bills, and stalled developments have left many residents feeling neglected. Their frustrations compounded by uncertainty surrounding key assets like the Grand Lucayan Resort and the Grand Bahama International Airport. Now the government says progress is finally taking shape. The Grand Lucayan Resort has been sold to new owners, and the government is exploring greater control of critical infrastructure, including ongoing negotiations involving Grand Bahama Power Company and its owner, Emera. And plans are advancing to redevelop the long-dormant International Bazaar.
We've taken it on, and it's going to be a game-changing initiative.
Still, the opposition argues the pace of progress has been too slow and voters deserve stronger results.
It is only in this particular term he has now allocated possibly in the vicinity of $200 million to try and leave a structure that you could touch and feel.
The political landscape itself has also shifted. Marcos City remains an F&M stronghold under Pintard. East Grand Bahama, held by Kwesi Thompson, continues its F&M legacy once represented by former Deputy Prime Minister Peter Turnquest. Central Grand Bahama is now a political wildcard, following Iram Lewis's departure from the F&M to join the Coalition of Independents, opening the door for new challenges on both sides. Pine Ridge flipped to the PLP in 2021 under Ginger Moxie, marking a major political shift after years of F&M control, after Frederick McAlpine attempted a second run as an independent candidate. And West Grand Bahama went red in 2021 and then back to the PLP with the return of the late Obie Wilchcombe. Kingsley Smith now faces the challenge of holding on to his seat amid boundary changes and renewed political competition. With new candidates emerging, political loyalties shifting, and residents demanding results, Grand Bahama has become more than just a battleground. It could be the deciding factor in who governs the country next. Janelle Longley, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, the Coalition of Independents losing a candidate today. Valentino McKenzie, he has rescinded his candidacy to represent the party in the St. Barnabas constituency, says due to a lingering personal injury. According to a press release by the party leader Lincoln Bain, the decision was not taken lightly, and while the party acknowledges his courage, discipline, and unwavering commitment to service, the party says that it believes the health of all candidates must come first. The COI expected to introduce a new candidate for the constituency on Tuesday, February 24th, a story we are following. While questions continue to loom regarding the presence of the religious community when there are issues of violence in the streets or heinous acts of crime shocking the nation. One local denomination head, Bishop Denzel Roll, defending the religious community tonight as he asserts that the churches are always working but should not have to publicize every move, as he says, then it calls into question the agenda behind the work. He's also addressing other popular criticisms regarding the community.
I hear this thing that causes me to cringe. All these people pile up in these churches. You all need to get out in these communities. Where them people who in them church come from? Just on this past Saturday, just on Saturday, day before yesterday, we had teams of persons that walked through every corner of the Grove, going street by street, 1st to 8th, eh?
Yes.
From 1st Street to 8th Street, going door to door, praying with people, talking with them. There are people who got saved, who gave their life to the Lord, who changed their lives through that walkabout on Saturday. You know what's so crazy, Brother Dames? All the church want is your money. And then 2 minutes later, what y'all doing to help poverty? How we can do it without the money to do it? How are we going to create programs if we don't have the funds to do it?
Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas @gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight. But when we come back, more than just irregular structures and undocumented migrants being uncovered in shanty towns. We've got that story coming up. And later tonight, Blue Quest Bahamas has begun a significant expansion. We'll tell you all about it right after this break.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation and PIN by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners, skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Breeze on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. You sharing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing this grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful, and I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
The world is changing. It's bringing new challenges, but also new opportunities. The truth is, our economy always left too many Bahamians out. Now we're opening new doors in agriculture, tourism, energy, entrepreneurship, providing grants, scholarships, national service, and upskilling. A new generation is rising, and we're finally moving in the right direction, building an economy that includes everyone.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. A look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Shell, $5.10. Also coming in at $5.11. Rubis, $5.12 tonight. Your local prices at the pump. Well, police have issued a list of frequently targeted vehicles that include Honda models, CRVs, Honda Accords, Civics, Acuras, just to name a few. Also Nissan Cubes, Notes, Marches, and Jukes, Suzuki Swifts, and Toyota Passo also making the list. Now, police are advising motorists to take extra precaution to protect their vehicles from theft, and this includes getting wheel locks, GPS tracking devices, and also alarm systems. Remember to remain safe. Well, more than just unregulated homes being ousted and government's dismantling of a shanty town in Pride Estates near the Fire Trail Gardens subdivision recently, the Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting, revealing that during that operations in the community, officers discovered that the area was also home to several illegal commercial shops.
So demolition continued on Monday, and they completed the area. It was 4 to 5 structures that there have been a lot of complaints about, not just for the Shantytown area, but it ended up becoming an area of commerce where persons without business license were utilizing the Shantytown to sell wares, I guess, like happens in a lot of unregulated communities. So that was dealt with on Monday. The task force will continue their movement through areas that they deem necessary and areas that were built without proper building codes and building permits. We're also headed to the islands of Abaco and Eleuthera to clean up 2 areas that were demolished over a year ago. You notice that some fires are happening in those areas, so we'll head there to clean up those demolished sites.
Moving forward, Sweeten says work is expected to continue across the capital as officials prepare for a move back to the Family Islands.
We've identified a few areas throughout New Providence. So the law states a 28-day notice. In most cases, that 28 days ends up becoming longer because we ensure that we put the notices on each area prior to. So we've notified persons in the Wellfield. We're notified areas in Andros. We're notified 2 areas in Abaco. And we're also some other areas throughout New Providence that we haven't made mention of yet. Up to date, we have demolished over 550 structures throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas with our task force demolition team. We've served notices on over 100 structures in Andros, and in Abaco, I think it's over 200 that we have served notice on.
Well, Blue Quest Bahamas has begun a significant expansion of its coral nursery in Nassau, advancing its ongoing efforts to support coral reef restoration and nearshore ecosystem resilience. The Blue Quest Coral Nursery was installed in May of 2025 at a shallow water near shore site despite exposure to elevated summer water temperatures and seasonal stressors. These climate-resilient corals demonstrated strong survival and growth. Founder of Blue Quest, Allison Longley, revealing the organization is now moving to expand their coral nursery even further.
Last year, May, is when we installed the Coral Nursery. The Coral Nursery is, of course, in partnership with the Perry Institute for Marine Science and the Reef Rescue Network, which is an international organization that does science-based coral restoration throughout the archipelago and neighboring countries as well. So really exciting to be working with them. We had initially 120 corals, endangered corals, growing at the nursery, and we've recently just expanded, surpassed 200 corals, and with a goal of 300 corals at the nursery by the end of this month. So we just underwent a major expansion. We use a process called microfragmentation, which is a handful of steps. Microfragmentation helps coral reefs recover faster than nature alone.
Longley emphasizing that the work done by Blue Quest in collaboration with other organizations is simply to promote coral propagation, monitoring, and outplanting practices designed to strengthen nearshore reef systems that contribute to biodiversity and shoreline protection, especially during natural disasters.
Our coral reefs are so important for coastal protection, especially for countries like the Bahamas. Low-lying coastal communities depend on coral reefs. Coral reefs can break wave energy by 97%, so it is significant. And then fisheries, of course. A lot of people depend on fish as their main source of food. And then we have tourism. Visitors are coming to see our coral reefs, and a lot of jobs are generated off of tourism. So a lot of people depend on our coral reefs. And so coral restoration is mitigation to our declining coral reefs. What's most important is that we protect our healthy coral reefs that we have here, so that we're not using our resources and efforts constantly doing the mitigation part, which is coral restoration. But it is very important, and it is a global effort, and it is happening all around the archipelago.
Well, government's apprenticeship program continues to make strides as nearly 24 Bahamians successfully matriculated through the initiative. They were able to lock in significant employment opportunities with Royal Beach Club in the construction field. Labor and Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Rose says the initiative is geared at ensuring that young Bahamians receive the necessary skills to shine in the field and to build a better Bahamas.
Construction is nation building. The roads that we drive on, whether they're in good repair or not, every school, every hospital, every hotel, every building, someone built it. And that is skilled tradespersons like yourself, or what you will become. And as our country continues to grow and expand, we have to expand infrastructure. We have to develop housing. We have to grow our tourism product through infrastructure. And that's how we also strengthen our economy. And so that is why we understand the dire need for more skilled Bahamians who are ready to work. And we've heard the industry, in particular the construction industry, lament so frequently about the need for more Bahamian skilled workers. We believe in the Department of Labor that Bahamians are ready to do the work, but we had to ensure that they're being provided with the training and the opportunity to do so, to become these literal nation builders. And that is why, again, this program exists.
A driving force behind the initiative is the partnership with key stakeholders in the private sectors. 2 students in the graduating cohort are set to get their feet wet at the Royal Beach Club, which President Philip Simon says he's looking forward to more doors being opened for the nation's youth.
Well, I think it's a benefit not just to Royal Caribbean, but to all businesses, whether they are Bahamian-based or whether they are international. It gives an opportunity for young persons, young Bahamians, to not only pursue careers, but to start that career journey on the right foot. Extremely excited that Mr. Strawn and Ms. Miners are going to be joining us. They're going to be joining us in the electrical department over on Coco Key. It again provides an excellent opportunity not just for them in terms of career advancement, but also for us. We're looking to fill Bahamians in these different roles. We're looking to hopefully really help them on their career journeys. Again, the service that we provide, the company that we have, hospitality in general is straight across the board. It's not just sunshine and sea. It involves the mechanical, the electrical, the civil, the architecture, the design, all of these different things. And you would have seen all of that actually in action in our most recent project, the Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island. But certainly it all exists currently at Coco Key.
Well, as Jamaica continues to recover from Hurricane Melissa, Bahamas Power and Light Company is stepping in, deploying a second team of specialists to help restore electricity and support recovery efforts. The 8-member crew, made up of experienced line workers and technical experts from New Providence and the Family Islands, they're being sent under a regional mutual aid agreement coordinated by Carol Lick. The BPL Chief Operating Officer, Anthony Christie, says the team represents some of the company's most skilled professionals.
And we want brothers, and we want to be our brother's keeper. And in the same vein, if the Bahamas was in a situation, and we have been in the same situation where other Caribbean nations, inclusive of Jamaica, have sent multiple teams over to support us in our efforts of restoration. So as a region in the Caribbean, we have the CARELEC organization that brings all of the utilities together, and they support each other in particular when it comes to hurricane restoration and impact. We share resources, we share talent and experiences, and we support each other to make sure everyone gets back to a normal state.
The deployment highlighting the strong regional partnership among Caribbean utility companies, which regularly share resources and personnel following major storms. Team lead Kendall Roll says the crew understands the importance of the assignment as they work to help restore power and stability to affected communities. Returning foreman Paul Curry added that while each country has different systems, the core principles of the work remains the same, with safety remaining top priority.
We are grateful for the opportunity
just bring some restoration. We don't take that slight, not for 1 minute. People are dependent on us to restore light to their life. So we are indeed grateful for the opportunity. I will have to stress the concern of safety as it relates to making sure me and my team are safe and that we work safely throughout this 5 weeks that we are scheduled down there in West Milan.
I'd like to inform them that as you go there, you have to get adjusted to their system and their way of doing things. It is not done the way we do it, but it's similar in terms of electrical principles being enforced, and they are very serious about their safety. I can say that as well.
Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, Doctors Hospital. They're introducing a new cath lab to better serve their patients. We'll tell you all about it. But first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training advises the public that the registration process of the 2026-2027 school year for public school students has commenced. Parents are urged to register their children before the deadline of the 31st of March, 2026. Here's what you'll need: your child's proof of identity, immunization card, their most recent transcript or report card, parents or guardians' proof of identity. Register before the deadline to ensure a seamless transition into the new school year. Don't delay. Register today.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Doctors Hospital officially opening a new cardiac cath lab today. It's aiming to provide better and quicker care to patients with one goal: to save lives. The Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sheena Antonio-Colley, says the new lab now changes the timeline on a person's life once in hospital.
We reduce door-to-balloon times. We improve cardiac and diagnostic accuracy. We expand interventional capabilities, as Dr. Fuentes said. And most importantly, we improve survival. This unit allows us to deliver evidence-based, guideline-directed cardiovascular care right here at home. Primary PCI for what we call STEMI, which is in myocardial infarction or heart attack, diagnostic coronary angiography, complex interventionals, and comprehensive cardiac evaluation without unnecessary transfers or delays. But excellence in cardiovascular care is never the result of one room. It's never the result of one physician. It is the result of a system, and in this case, Doctors Hospital Health System.
Doctors reacting to the new equipment, heralding it as some of the best, not just in the region, but in the world.
All this equipment helps us and aids us in speed, technology, getting very, very high clarity of images, the workflow, the fluidity, the ease of operation. This is the best money could buy, essentially. But not only that, it also saves lives, literally, because it's always ready to go. You don't need a large team. This is not surgery. You don't need to open up the chest. You don't need long hours of anesthesia or putting someone to sleep. Patients are usually awake when we do these procedures. We communicate with them. And at the end of the procedure, most of them feel very good. They're even ready to go home the same day, but unfortunately, we need to keep an eye on patients.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Devontae Hanna has a check on sports. Right after this break.
Well, good evening, Janaea. I have on the shades on the inside, but that's because it's getting hot on the inside, on the indoor track. Devon Charlton, the queen, is back, and she had a commanding win. We'll tell you all about it right after this break.
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This a $150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Devontae Hanna, filling in for Laurentia Smith, and welcome to Eyewitness Sports. Now, get this, the world record holder in the 60-meter hurdles and the two-time world indoor champion is making her case for a title defense. The champ storming to a world number 2 and season's best ahead of a stacked field, being dubbed the queen of the 60-meter hurdle. She won the meeting leaving in France in a commanding 7.79 seconds. As I said, it was over a pretty stacked field. Now, she has just one more meet in Poland before shutting it down for World Indoors in the coming weeks. We got a chance to speak with the champ during her invitational, and she says she's ready for the season, though the pressure is on.
Be some level of pressure, but at the same time, I kind of put it at the back of my head, keep the work in the forefront, and just know that when I go onto the track, I'm there to take care of business. But at the end of the day, you have to lay that foundation, and then when you go out there, just forget all about it and compete. We're pretty solid. Training's been going really, really well. Didn't have like the best competition, but I think the foundation is there, and so it's just up to me to clean the race up. We're 6 weeks out from the World Championship, so definitely have time to get it done.
All right, now let's get into some Hugh Campbell action. I want to bring your attention to this particular game. The Agape Eagles and St. John's College Giants fought tooth and nail for a spot in the tournament, with the game tied at 28-28. This was at the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. And after a heated finish, the Giants edged out the Eagles 37-36 to advance. Giants point guard DeAlfred Gibson says he's proud of the team and has many lessons to learn heading into the next game, hoping to clinch the title.
I feel great, coming off an injury. It feel good to be back on the court, be a leader for my team. It feels great after we went. Patience, being a better leader for my team. Try to limit my turnovers, my mistakes, and hopefully come out successful.
And of course, the Hugh Campbell tournament continues. Well, the John McCrow Tennis Center hosted its inaugural Gentlemen's Night Doubles Madness, showcasing the skill and competitive spirit of the local amateur tennis community. 16 players competed in a rotating doubles format, switching partners and opponents each round in a fast-paced, energetic evening of play. In the final match, Anthony Munnings and Giles Turnquest claimed the title, defeating LJ Smith and Joshua Herman with a decisive 5-1 victory. The event reached full capacity, a waitlist highlighting growing interest in competitive social tennis. Well, that's a look at sports. Once again, I'm Devontae Hanna. Take a break. We'll be right back, though, with more news right after this.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza. Whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go, to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Hedges, you know you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's not what he was trying to say.
Carla, I don't even know what red basket anymore either. What do y'all even say?
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news. It's Friday. Coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller. It's a look at this week's top stories with her panel. That's coming up and Beyond the Headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night, be safe, and have a great weekend, everyone.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, Grand Bahama emerging as the battleground this election cycle. We take a look. Travis Robinson goes in on his PLP opponent in Fort Charlotte, Sebastian yesterday. It's broken the internet locally. We have analysis coming up. Also tonight, the youth panel is here to talk about the importance of political parties having real plans for the youth demographic. This is Beyond the Headlines, Week in Review Fridays. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, could Grand Bahama be the determining factor for whichever party forms the next government? According to many, Grand Bahama will play a prominent role surely. My panel stands ready to get into this topic, but first, here's Janelle Longley with the story.
5 seats, high stakes, and a political battleground that could ultimately decide the next general election. Grand Bahama, once the industrial engine of the country, is now firmly in the crosshairs of both the Progressive Liberal Party and the Free National Movement, each making their case to voters eager for long-promised revival. Among the most closely watched races, Marcos City, where opposition leader Michael Pintard is seeking to not only retain his seat, but strengthen his party's path back to power.
I believe that the Bahamian people in Grand Bahama have greater confidence that under my leadership that there will be transformation on the island because I have a track record.
But the Davis-Cooper administration insists its record will resonate with voters, pointing to what it says are major steps to reverse years of economic stagnation.
They cannot deny that Grand Bahamians are returning. There's a reason why they're returning.
Years of devastating hurricanes, economic decline, rising utility bills, and stalled developments have left many residents feeling neglected. Their frustrations compounded by uncertainty surrounding key assets like the Grand Lucayan Resort and the Grand Bahama International Airport. Now the government says progress is finally taking shape. The Grand Lucayan Resort has been sold to new owners, and the government is exploring greater control of critical infrastructure, including ongoing negotiations involving Grand Bahama Power Company and its owner, Emera. And plans are advancing to redevelop the long-dormant International Bazaar.
We've taken it on, and it's going to be a game-changing initiative.
Still, the opposition argues the pace of progress has been too slow and voters deserve stronger results.
It is only in this particular term he has now allocated possibly in the vicinity of $200 million to try and leave a structure that you could touch and feel.
The political landscape itself has also shifted. Marcos City remains an F&M stronghold under Pintard. East Grand Bahama, held by Kwesi Thompson, continues its F&M legacy once represented by former Deputy Prime Minister Peter Turnquest. Central Grand Bahama is now a political wildcard, following Iram Lewis's departure from the F&M to join the Coalition of Independents, opening the door for new challenges on both sides. Pine Ridge flipped to the PLP in 2021 under Ginger Moxie, marking a major political shift after years of F&M control, after Frederick McAlpine attempted a second run as an independent candidate. And West Grand Bahama went red in 2021 and then back to the PLP with the return of the late Obie Wilchcombe. Kingsley Smith now faces the challenge of holding on to his seat amid boundary changes and renewed political competition. With new candidates emerging, political loyalties shifting, and residents demanding results, Grand Bahama has become more than just a battleground. It could be the deciding factor in who governs the country next. Janelle Longley, Eyewitness News.
Well, depending on who you speak with, many people have varying views on where Grand Bahama stands, but certainly the nation is looking to see what Grand Bahama does, what happens in Grand Bahama, and rooting for Grand Bahama to get things in motion and things in line and as it rebounds economically. So then, but let's get to the topic at hand. Politics, the election, and Grand Bahama. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, BTH contributors Cassius Stewart and Leslie Miller. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Bahamas.
Your thoughts about the thought and that story that it presented that Grand Bahama will be a very important win for either a full sweep or certainly the majority of seats for whichever political organization goes on to form the next government?
Well, I think the real battleground is not necessarily Grand Bahama. The real battleground is New Providence because the majority of seats are in New Providence. And so if the F&M wins all 5 of the seats but don't win New Providence, they still lose the election. So the battleground is the capital. And so the trouble is the leader of the opposition is not really known in the capital. And so there's a lot of ground to be covered. And so the PLP is aggressively putting their machinery on the ground now. And so they're winning the battleground, which is the capital. Now, by extension, the PLP is also looking good in Grand Bahama, even though that's supposedly be an F&M stronghold. That's from when I was there and talking to several people. You know, a lot of people who were F&M is saying that they can't support the F&M now. They're going to the PLP, and so the real battleground is where we sit now, New Providence. And if the F&M can't get their machinery together, we may have a Mia syndrome going on in the Bahamas.
Oh, I don't know if Leslie, can we see a Mia, as Cassie has put it, a Mia syndrome happen in the Bahamas?
That could never happen in our lifetime or the one after. This election will be very competitive. In Grand Bahama, I expect the PLP should be able to take 2 to 3 seats. I think in
how much do you have now?
East Grand Bahama, they have 2.
Oh, okay.
They should be competitive there. In West Grand Bahama, with Kingsley Smith, it's up in the air. His only break will be that they have a new candidate that most people there don't know. In the other areas, it's going to be tough. I understand that the seat that Pintard holds could be very competitive with the gentleman who's there going up against him. And the doctor there is very competitive. But I believe...
The female, and I forgot, I think East Grand Bahama or somewhere that she's,
Yeah.
I think there's a female there.
I
Dr.
believe-
Charlene Reed.
Yes, I believe Grand Bahama is going to be pivotal in this election. I'll never forget 1992, when the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram, I was down there campaigning like hell, all of us, for Mr. Knowledge at that time, when the by-election came because of the death, God bless him, of the late great Cecil Wallace Whitfield. And he kept saying that whoever win the by-election, they will win the election. They won all the seats in 92, and they swept the rest of the country. Fortunately for the PLP, you don't have anyone near the persona and the gravitas that the Right Honorable Prime Minister had, and his depth of gratitude and his depth of interaction with the average Bahamian. You know, the leader just don't have it. And I think
You're talking about Brave?
Yeah, I'm talking about the leader of opposition, I said.
Okay.
Pintard.
So I wasn't sure.
Pintard doesn't have the wherewithal, not even tie Mr. Ingram's shoes. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at the end of the day.
Would shine? You think he can shine it?
Who?
You think he can shine the shoes?
I don't know about that. But, no, this is going to be a competitive election. I expect the PLP to get 24 to 26 votes.
Nah, 20 seats?
24 to 26 seats in the election.
So they have 5 now. You think they can go up?
But if the PLP get 24,
I ain't sure.
you will get 17.
I ain't sure which
So,
world you living in, Leslie. I ain't sure you living in the right
you're
world.
projecting, Leslie, that the PLP gets between 24 and 26 seats, the Free National Movement pick up seats and get to round off 20. This is what you're projecting?
That's what I'm projecting from my going on the ground.
I mean, you have any empirical data, or just from talking to people?
Well, Cassius, what do you have?
I mean, we all have the same thing. So basically, right now we're looking at 5 the F&M got, and how much the PLP got. And so, if the PLP lose any grounds, then the F&M will pick up those grounds. But I don't see it, because the F&M has not done what they need to do to push the needle forward. The leader of the opposition has not pushed the needle forward in New Providence, and then the candidates doesn't really bring any flair for people to be attracted to them. So they got to work on the ground, knocking on the doors, but whether the people saying, listen, we want this candidate, and we don't have the swing like we had in 92, we don't have the swing like we had last time, and people aren't necessarily angry with Brave Davis. They were angry with Minnis last time, you could rewind, they were angry with Christie, and then of course Ingram is that character whether you love him or hate him, and people either love him or hate him, but Brave just sits in the middle. Nobody hates Brave. I've never met a person or a voter who said, I don't like Brave Davis. I don't know why, because that's his character, that's his personality.
Now, that's really the PLP saving grace right now.
Precisely.
Having a persona such as the Right Honorable Prime Minister, they had the helm. But I still say again, this election will be more of a level playing field. There's no hate for Brave. So the Prime Minister, and there's not much hate for Pintard. Most people, when you go door to door, is almost dismissive of him The same thing with the COI,
Precisely.
except for some of the.
And so that this speaks a lot, because
but
we see it all the time, particularly young people. When I do polls among young people and I ask them, what do you think about the leader of the opposition? They're like, who that is?
The problem young people, they don't vote. They only talk.
See, but
less than 40% of them vote.
Tell you
See,
this,
but where do you say
the youth panel joins
So I don't see them as being no challenge.
I think they're
It's
paying
better
more
they
attention
talk.
now.
Hold on, let me get this point.
They
You
don't
say
vote.
they don't vote, but do they have the potential to vote? Yes.
They can have any
And so-
potential.
say, no,
We gotta go
don't
to the
dismiss
poll.
that. They have the potential to vote, and if they do vote, who are they voting for? And that's what political parties need to go after. Don't dismiss them and say, "Oh, young people don't vote." No, that's not the approach to take when you're talking about politics.
30 and over,
yes.
are mostly women. The
I'm
women
gonna
are going to
ask
decide
them.
the outcome of this general
Well,
election.
I'm going to ask my
as they
youth
always
panel
did.
because they've been after
women.
me, and they are after me, and they tell me what their groups say,
See?
varying groups and different places what they're
Yeah, but the
saying.
group they're talking
I'll
about,
turn to them.
it's the educated group.
What
Most of
Leslie is
them-
saying,
really.
what Leslie is saying is political parties has failed to engage, interact, meet with these young people and find out what their issues are.
No, I haven't said that.
To convince them. If you say they don't vote, someone
I
you
said
ain't
that
doing
yes, they
something.
have. Listen,
If you
the
ain't convinced them, they ain't coming
in the
out.
last election, when UP did that census on the students, less than half of them vote. All the time, they have a lot of talk. They call the radio show. They get an answer for every damn thing. But they don't participate.
But still, the question is, why aren't they voting political parties and not
Well, we'll
meeting
get that.
the
I'll
young
tell you
people where
this.
they are?
We have to move on, Leslie
Yes.
and Cassius, because I want you all to stick around in the next segment, you both, because you will hear exactly what young people are paying attention to, what they want to see, and what they're discussing in their areas, in their circles, their groups. But listen, let's move this along, you all. Low voter turnout has remained a challenge in general elections, prompting calls for greater national efforts to encourage eligible Bahamians to register, participate in the democratic process. Now, answering that call, we did, Eyewitness News, we partnered with the Parliamentary Registration Department on Wednesday to host a voter registration drive right here at our ILTV studios, providing persons with the opportunity to register for the first time, transfer their registration, or replace lost or damaged voters' cards. Officials say the initiative was part of a broader effort to make registration more accessible and ensure that every eligible Bahamian has an opportunity to exercise their right to vote. However, the exercise that we put on here at ILTV Studios this week drew strong criticism from a political candidate. Take a look.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to address something that I believe amounts to political skullduggery in this political season. Just yesterday, we have seen through my campaign and the wider public that ILTV Studios hosted a registration with the Parliamentary Registry Department. That is a major and grave concern for me and the campaign, simply because we have a ratified candidate for the PLP who is alleged to be the major shareholder in ILTV Studios, whose campaign basically operates from the same location. We have seen where many political paraphernalia has been stored there. Many of the political vehicles are stationary at the front and back door of the same location. And we are inviting members of the general public to come to a partisan location for registration. That has been done, in my view, and in the view of my campaign, in the darkness. We believe that the exercise of registering the vote should be at civic locations that are non-partisan, that would put all candidates at a balanced, level field. We cannot continue to operate in this type of political skullduggery where one candidate or the other is favored by institutions that are called upon to protect the democracy of our country. This is a fair warning and a notice to this government and the Parliamentary Registry Department that we are watching, and we are watching every action that you are taking. That cannot continue. And so I'm asking the Parliamentary Department to cease and desist from engaging in partisan political operations where individuals, as I mentioned, my political opponent in the Progressive Liberal Party is housing in the belly of his political operation registration of citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. That is a notion that I find to be repugnant, and we will not accept it. And if it continues, we will have terror on the location. It should cease and desist effective immediately.
Well, if it continues, we will have terror on the location. Now that, I know we looked at it hours after it happened last evening, but many of you are talking about it and you're picking apart various things that he said. Many of you it's all on there to be seen. You've reached out to the organization because strong words in a very emotive, very volatile season already. When you threaten terror here, because a voter registration drive took place, and because, as our chairman said, parts of the building that there are different parts of this building that are moving parts and used for other things, that perhaps is a storage area and the rest of it. Those are very strong, irresponsible words, and words to be very concerned about. But gentlemen, I want you all to weigh in right now. People have weighed in on this. You know what the internet is? It certainly is a track record. And you have seen many other political aspirants, candidates, host their own voter registration drive or drives, including F&M political candidates. And so it's worrisome that Travis would somehow just come apart at the seams in this way, based on something that any organization, business, church, wherever it is, can request and have the Parliamentary Registration Department come to their business, their area, their school, whatever it is, and host a similar registration drive. Gentlemen, your thoughts about all that Travis Robinson had to say?
Leslie?
Go ahead.
I mean, Travis got to be careful because you don't want the FLN to be labeled as a terrorist organization. You got to be careful with your words when you're a leader. And so while you may have concerns that, it may come across wrong, the act may have been benign on the part of ILTV, but I could understand your point. But in trying to get your point across, you cannot come across as if you want to bring terror to a establishment. Because if that's your modus operandi, then you should not be a member of Parliament, because we don't want terrorists in the House of Assembly. And so your choice of words was very poor, and you have to understand that people listen to leaders, and as people listen to leaders, they respond. There are people in the FDM who may be emotional, and they say, oh yeah, but let's go, whatever terrorist, quote unquote, that means, come and destroy private property.
He said terror.
Terror will come. So terror means you could bring terror, you was a terrorist. So you got to be very careful, Travis. And so that was a poor choice of words, and you may have to go back to the media and fix that, because that didn't come across right.
I think in the height of this emotional season now, young fellow who's been in Parliament before, got beat, running up Zarian, gone next door. The challenge that he faces with someone on the caliber of the gentleman who's running against him is so insurmountable that whatever the hell he can do to help himself, he will do. It's just scared him. And if the fellow was coming after me, I would do the same thing myself. That's just fright. He can get beat anyhow, so I guess you better talk it up as much as you can. Because one is doing things and the other one is complaining.
Yeah.
Like I always say, those who can do and those who can't complain. I don't say that's a big deal.
The thing about Travis is that, while, they paint the picture as if, his opponent may be unbeatable, no one is unbeatable. Mm-hmm. So if you want to win your seat, you go there and you bust your tail and work. Don't watch the dollar. Don't watch the dollar. You know Bahamian people. You know exactly how Bahamian people go, because you won over a giant before. You beat Bernard Nordich. And so, listen, Frankie Wilson ran in that constituency before and lost. And so, but for you as a young man, be very careful how you present yourself to the public. Don't show fear. Don't use those choice of words, because what you do is bring yourself down.
Any candidate can go and have a voter registration drive.
Precisely.
Sabas had nothing to do with that one, though.
Yeah.
That happened this week.
So it was benign. It was
nothing
benign.
at all. It was
benign.
a news and production effort and request. And it came, and obviously, whenever there's a voter registration drive, I hope it went very well. But people come from all over to go and register. Meanwhile, though, I said, I talked with my team and I said, listen, we got to see what the big deal is. What is it that Bastian has been doing that has caused Robinson to kind of cause everybody to say, well, let's just see what Sabas is doing then. Because, sometimes people don't really be watching. But if you keep talking about someone, then we want to see what he's doing. Let's take a look at one of the initiatives that he's done and presently doing.
Good day, my name is Shannon, and I name the barbershop Empower and Cuts. I am very thankful for these things that you got for me today because it helps me out a lot. Like, let's say I cut someone there, like if a machine drop and break, I go out of a backup and cut someone else there. Like the chair for the client so they can be comfortable when they sit down. I don't have to worry about none of them complaining, so I can make sure they come back. Make me feel more comfortable because no late at night, fan outside, we ain't get to worry with no mosquitoes, biting us or nothing, and we get light. So that really helps me out a lot. It feels good now. I feel like I'm a professional, like I'm really there now.
There you see that video. Of course, it's a little longer than that, but that was sent to me, in fact, because people love to watch those clips. And that, by the way, is of Bastian and the work that he's doing in Fort Charlotte. And so it's a young guy you see in his uniform who he's made a business owner. Help him out with the equipment and whatnot that he needs. And I understand this is so gentlemen, this is what Travis caused us to do today in terms of saying, okay, what is it that Sabas is doing?
Yeah, well, first of all, you can't outspend Sabas. So if you want to win this election, Travis, you can't look at what Sabas doing. Because ain't nobody in this campaign can outspend him. And so you just deal with that fact. But, you got to win people for where they are, their hearts. And so even though Sabas is spending money, that too, he too got to realize that Bahamian people are very funny. They will take everything you have and still don't support you. But he too got to know how to meet people where they are, win their hearts over. And that's how Bahamians vote for you. You got to win their hearts over and their minds and their souls, and then they'll become your loyal followers. But then it's like the grave. If you keep giving, they can keep taking. And so the grave never satisfy, and broke people never satisfy either. And so you got to be very careful too, because they will always take and then still don't support you. So that's a gray area.
I think Sabas has done a lot of wonderful things for the constituents of that area that he grew up in a sense. He's doing things that affect directly the lives of the average, ordinary person that lives in that area. And that's so important. The young man is a barber. He helped him to get his shop started. A lot of the ladies in there, he's helped, especially the older persons, with fixing their houses up to make it livable, having lights for the first time, putting bathrooms in houses. He's doing something that enhances and upgrade and uplift the lives of the ordinary person that lives in his constituency. And I would wish him to continue to do that, to make a difference in their lives and just make them better people through your execution of the work that you're doing. Keep doing it. And if the fella can't do it, too bad.
I thank you both very much. Cassius Stewart, Leslie Miller, thank you. Of course, next week we're going to look at that town hall meeting a second time in less than a month in Exuma as the Rosewood Exuma...
what would the town hall meeting in Garden Hills?
Oh, listen. Did y'all see that big meeting? Big thing. Did y'all see that big meeting in Garden Hills last night, Leslie and Cassius? Leslie and Cassius, I tell you, it looked like Rick Fox was on some serious business last evening. But we are so out of time. We are so out of time. We don't have time to talk about it. We'll get into all that on Monday. That's right, Monday. Keep you coming back, that's for sure. But listen, when we come back, the youth panel is here. You heard these two talk about youth and what they're looking at and what they're interested in. But I'll tell you, they are paying attention in growing numbers. They want to know what it is that political organizations have planned, and not just planned on paper, but are presently doing, and then obviously looking forward for the young people in the Bahamas. You're on the headlines is back right after this.
It's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash. And you know how Superwash always have the latest and greatest model of washer and dryer? Well, they thought it's about time they get the latest supermodel as well.
Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Charlie Banana. Just because Superwash always changing and upgrading their machines, I mean they gotta change those spokesmen. They got the newest washer and dryer, and they're always upgrading all their locations. And these two models? Ain't got change. Superwash, they washes you, cleans you, presses you 24/7.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who means business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
Okay, guys, this what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This $150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week, 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's great to have you all tuning in this Friday. This election season, the 2026 general election, is important all around. Depending on where you fall age-wise, the focus is different. For the under 40 set, the attention is increasingly on which political organization is on the pulse for the present and the next generation by way of its programs and initiatives, its plans for a better Bahamas. My youth panel has been discussing this matter with me for several weeks now, reinforcing each time we meet up how this very issue is hugely important to them and their friends. Welcome back, the youth panel, to be on the headlines this evening. Tafari Gibson, good evening to you, Tafari, and Aaron Jones. Hello to you, Aaron, as well.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening.
It's good to see you.
Before we kick off, I would be remiss if I did not say hello to the wide amount of people that have been reaching out to me on Facebook from outside of the Bahamas. So I say hello to you, those of you who are watching from Turks and Caicos, from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and especially my newest colleague in London. Thank you guys for watching, and we hope you enjoy.
Oh, that is amazing. Thank you very much, Aaron. Yes, of course, I don't ever take it for granted that people watch from wherever they watch outside the Bahamas. We know, of course, Bahamas has embraced this show. So a big hello and thank you to each of you, to all of you rather. But for those of you watching wherever you're watching in the world, in Europe, in the rest of the Caribbean, and everywhere else, the United States, of course, thank you so much for tuning in. Now, gentlemen, we have had this discussion now for several weeks because you have said, Shanique, listen, this is something that's very keen that I think that really needs further attention and discussion on a wider scale. It is what the youth vote, the first-time voter, is now zeroing in on as perhaps something that'll make them and help them make their decision at the polls in a few months. Let's just talk about exactly what that is that you all have brought to my attention, which is the plans, initiatives, and meaningful strategies to help move the Bahamas along, and with it, offering new opportunities for younger people. Let's talk about it. Jump in and let's just see what it is that you all are saying and how you are determining who is making most sense, really.
Shanique, I think it's very, very important to note that, like I said before, and I'll say it again, young people, this demographic right now, they are paying serious attention to what is being done, what is being said, and the plans that are being made. And so, like I said, the very determining factor of this election season is what each political organization has to offer for young people. And that goes beyond just words. Yeah, we care about young people. Yeah, we want to do this. But what is actually being done? What initiatives are taking place? What opportunities are being made available? And how can we tangibly touch them and experience them?
Yeah. Shanique, we know that this debate isn't about party. It's about long-term change versus short-term change. And we know that this next generation depends on our future. So you can present so much ideas. You can present anything that you want to present. But we are looking for you to put these in effect. We are looking for you to take action because we are tired of the talk. We are tired of the slop up. We need to see action because this generation is watching. And whether we believe it or not, the old stuff that took place, the old people that were there, they have to come out at one point and we have to take over. So we know that this next generation is watching very much.
Well, not necessarily come out. I don't support you all fully with that. You all is getting ahead of yourself with me giving you all this attention. Let me tell you something. I think both are needed at the table. And that is why I thought it was hugely interesting to be able to hear you all out, have you all speak to the Bahamian people and even those ones who are seeking election, to let them know that, listen, as we said in the last segment, Leslie, particularly Leslie, says the young people aren't interested. They're not paying attention. And I said, no, Leslie, don't discount them in that way. They are paying attention. They are interested, but they want to also see some things that's making sense for future Bahamas. So let's jump in, gentlemen. What it is that you all are looking for and what it is your groups, your various groupings, and you all are kind of really all over the place and listening to people and having discussions among yourselves. What is it that they're looking to see, looking to hear, looking to see even playing out right now that's helping them decide who is making the most sense?
Shanique, before we go and talk about what we're looking for, let's look at what we see now.
Okay.
We see now that we do have now the National Youth Guard. All of my friends, I thought that, Shanique, I had to join the National Youth Guard because all of my friends are inside this program. They have had so many cohorts that have graduated from the National Youth Guard. Not only do we have the National Youth Guard, but we have CAPUS, the new Creative and Performing Arts School of the Bahamas.
Slow down for a minute. Let's talk about the National Youth Guard.
Yeah, let's talk about the National Youth Guard.
I want to hear from you all, and the reason is I've not been paying attention to it. So please, give us an idea of what it's about and what's being done there.
The National Youth Guard is just a program where you are trained in disaster risk management, normal basic reading, math, skills like that.
And this is happening right now all across the Bahamas?
All across the Bahamas. They are currently enlisting people. And guess what, Shanique? Not only are you certified to take action when a disaster happens, but you are open now to join any organization, any law enforcement organization that you want to. They are entitled to take you.
What is the age grouping for that?
So the age grouping is 18. So just like the police force, the age grouping is 18 for the National Youth Guard.
18 and beyond.
18 and beyond.
Okay. Aaron, you want to add anything to that?
Janique, I think the National Youth Guard is a very creative and strategic initiative. And I say that because the government is somehow managing to attack two different lacking areas in the economy. The first area is young people. We want to employ young people. We want to get them earning while they're learning, essentially. And the other gap that's being filled is the workforce in national security. And so what the National Youth Guard essentially does, it provides a clear pathway in moving the ranks and gaining credible experience and opportunity as a pathway to services in the Ministry of National Security. That's the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Defense Force, and whatever other organizations provide national security assistance. So it's wonderful.
Now you both, because the reason for this discussion as well is because you both said, listen, Shanique, more and more the young people, I don't care where they fall in that, whether they be 18 or 30, 35 or 40, and even older than that, are asking and wanting to see real solutions, real programs, real initiatives in place. Is this something that they are paying attention to and taking advantage of?
Shanique, I had a young man send me a message on Facebook about 2 weeks ago, and I'm realizing that more and more they are increasingly reaching out to me. What is the Bahamas government of the offer? What can I do? How can I better myself? How can I develop myself? And two things came to mind that I really, really love, and I applaud the Bahamas government for doing. One of them that is getting serious attention right now is, like before I was going to say, CAPUS, the Creative and Performing Arts School. I've spoken to some young people who said that they feel like university wasn't for them, that they are where the roads meet, and that's the end for them. But CAPUS is providing tangible experience in creative arts, in theater, in drama, in dance and singing. And it's something that is seriously catapulting our young people in the creative and performing arts. They had their showcase a few weeks ago in January, I believe it was. I think January. They had their showcase and the Prime Minister was in attendance and other government officials. And young people, I kid you not, they are talking about it. They are asking me literally almost every day, who can you put me in contact to be a part? How can I join? This is my passion. And so young people are being employed to do what they love to do. I love that.
Okay, so you all have talked about two initiatives. Is there other initiatives that's happening, whether it's from this administration or perhaps another political organization that's presenting something that has your interest?
Shanique, we don't only talk about CAPUS and the National Youth Guard. We can also talk about the upskill program that was just created. That gives you the opportunity to get certifications and courses for free. I signed up. So many people signed up, and Shanique, this helped me so much.
What are some of the areas of focus that people can sign up for and register for and to take advantage of?
You have communications. You have business management. You have there's so much stuff that I can't even list all right now. And guess what, Shanique? This program, you're being taught by trained professionals from schools like Oxford, schools from all around the world. You're being taught by these people.
Shanique, that's really brilliant. And when I first heard of what this was, when it was first in the making, it was going through the policy implementation stage. I met so many Bahamians, I encountered so many Bahamians who were really thrilled by this initiative. I met some Bahamians who had struggles financially, or maybe I met some older Bahamians in their 20s, close to the 30s, who are already employed, who already have jobs, but they want to develop themselves. They want certifications in communications and HR management, and that's something Upskill offers for free. It's completely free. And I implore young people to be a part of that.
Okay, so you all have discussed three major programs. Is this making, because the view is, and you all have heard it just in the last segment, from particularly one of my panelists, Leslie, he said, listen, the youth vote is quite insignificant because they don't necessarily turn up to vote, they're not interested, and that's where they stand. Are these programs, are these new programs, by the way? I know Upskill is, I remember that was introduced recently. These and the Performing Arts School, are these programs pulling them in, getting their attention and causing them to want to have a bigger voice, a bigger say, or getting their attention for the first time in the political, in sort of what's happening politically in the elections in the Bahamas?
Shanique, it is. It's getting their attention. And the problem is we so much focus on how many people are enrolled. I want to know how many people build careers. And we see that these people are taking this opportunity and building careers out of this. Shanique, we don't want to hear, oh, you know, this is what I want to do. Do it now. I want to see it. Do it now. Because I know that I want to build a future. But guess what? There has to be opportunity. Yeah. Okay,
then this is what I want to ask you, Tafari and Aaron. You all have been saying, and as we've been discussing for several weeks now, that listen, people are discussing this. They want more. Are they taking advantage of what's now presently in play?
Shanique, I have to say this. Two things before Tafari finish talking long. The first thing is your statement that our good friend Mr. Leslie made. This is one thing I can guarantee you. I don't make statements without being almost 100% sure. One thing I can say is this demographic of young people this time around are paying serious attention. I keep saying this, they're paying serious attention. I see personally myself in comments on this platform, on Eyewitness, on Our News, on ZNS, young people in the comments literally not taking slap up. And so that's something we have to pay serious attention to. Young people are being employed and implored to look at what's happening in the country and make a conscious decision on who should lead them. Also, furthermore, Shanique, one more program I cannot give up.
Well, I'll let you talk about that 1 second, but you both feel as though having political organizations, having in place plans and ideas, and even plans that perhaps already in motion for young people, to cause them to perhaps pivot and do other things in their work life, that is very important to this demographic of Bahamians.
Right, Shanika, and even furthermore, it is not just about what you have in a 30-page document. It is far beyond that. Do not think that you can come here, write up a document about youth advocacy and youth policy and not see it. We want to see tangibly right now, what are you going to do? And even furthermore, you don't have to be in government now necessarily to do things for youth, to include youth and do youth policy work and initiatives. We want to see tangibly what you're offering for young people and how can it benefit them and the economy.
Now and moving forward.
Yes, now.
Okay, you were mentioning something else, another program.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones I have to make note of is the National Apprenticeship Program. This one by far is one of my favorites. And essentially what it is giving young people the opportunity. And like I said again, this also meets two gaps in policy. One gap is employment in necessary areas of trade. So the two major ones are maritime and construction. We all know that we need to fill those gaps in that economy system. So we're filling that gap that way. And we're also attacking youth policy, and young people are being trained and paid to do that. Even beyond the essential actual skill of the trade, they're being trained in soft skills, employment skills, development skills, how to come on the job, how to act on the job, how to dress on the job. And I'm not sure if it's very well known, but I may be one of the first to let you know that in the next cohort of the National Apprenticeship Program, they are introducing an energy sector reform. Youth who are interested in energy development, in different forms of liquid gas.
Okay.
It's going crazy, Shanique. It's far beyond what we budget.
Just let me say before we go, the Bahamas doesn't lack talent. We need alignment. So I want to say to our young people, please take this next election seriously, because this makes or breaks your future. Let's choose correct, guys.
Well, it seems as though you all are paying attention, because this is one that you all brought to my attention. You are my youth panel, and I bring you on to sometimes respond to issues, to let the people know that, listen, whether you're a first-time voter, a youth voter, or somewhere in that sort of millennial demographic, that you all are very interested and you're paying attention, and also what your interests are. And so you've said this evening very convincingly that what you all are paying attention to and discuss are organizations that have ready and doable programs and initiatives that will help move the next generation forward to become real players in this Bahamian economy. And so I look forward to picking up this discussion with you all again. Tafari Gibson and Aaron Jones, my youth panelists, thank you all so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you, Shanique.
Thank you, Shanique, for having us.
You're welcome. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are totally going to shift gears entirely. Ian Thomas is up right after the break.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Hedges, you know, you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
Would we be walking back that Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying
because
to
he also.
say. Well, I don't even know what breadbasket anymore either. What do y'all even say?
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines this Friday evening. Yes, I know you're saying, wait a minute, what is Ian doing there on a Friday? Well, hey, he's here. And so we're going to get into it. You all know what he does. He comes and brings about the best plans and ideas and proof, receipts, where you can go and make your dollar stretch longer in any given weekend as you go about shopping for your family. And so welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers. Ian, good evening to you. It's good to have you here. Pretty excited to see what it is that you have going on and what you have to tell us about this evening. And so good evening once again.
I feel like talking.
Don't then.
You do all this talking, you do more talking than me, so you could finish all the rest. I don't feel like talking right now. But I gotta be honest. Every time I come here, I get butterflies when I see you, Shanique Miller. I don't know, possibly maybe your smile. It could be your eyes or your fragrance. Don't look at me like that. The way you flick your hair.
Oh, that, yeah.
The way you kind of sheepishly look away at times. It could be maybe the way you say my name.
You all help this evening, please. Because Valentine's already just been gone. But go ahead.
Boy, Shanique, you just make me laugh. Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is... Where is it again? Let's forget something.
Well, Justin
put my name on thing. I can't remember.
Justin, you follow.
Oh, yeah. Justin, you follow. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Thomas, and I am here from Direct Marketers. Direct Marketers, of course, is a marketing company where we specialize in radio, TV, print, social media, and e-blast. So if you have a business or a business idea and you want to know how viable it is.
This is y'all, I tell you. Listen, y'all, what I can tell Justin, let him be here on Thursdays. You know what I mean? Like, because when he come on Friday, it's a different situation.
It's another thing. Yeah, man. Call me at 5520212. Call me at 5520212. People call me for all kind of things, but Lord, that's good. And
they're calling. That's good.
Yes. Hey, did you notice, Shanique Miller, that nowadays a lot of guys have penises?
As opposed to when?
I don't know. Just all of a sudden, it's like the Renaissance. The intuition.
The ladies are asking, do they know what to do with it?
But anyways, I watched your show last night. Yeah, man, that's a serious thing. But listen, if you know somebody with a penis right now, tell them, give me a call, because we got the bully pill. The bully pill is absolutely amazing. So many people have been calling for it. It's $55. You can have 5 pills. It's all natural. Guys dealing with ED, it's erectile dysfunction. You can take it. You take 1 pill, drink some water, half an hour later, you are ready to go. And let me tell you, she's gonna love it. She is gonna absolutely love it. It's going like crazy right now. Valentine's Day was last week. We sold out, and with some other things as well.
You sold out?
We sold out.
Wow.
It was crazy.
What was
We had
happening?
men calling and women calling also. And I don't have to call somebody's name. I had one client call, and she was like, that she wanted it. And when the individual showed up to drop it off, because there's a delivery service associated with it, the lady was in a wheelchair. And I'm like, I was like, really? Yeah. And then she told her husband, you know, listen, I got this. It's for us, and it's energy and everything like that. And it's just so amazing that, that you know, no matter where you are and what part of your life that you are at that particular time, that's one thing that's individuals it can miss out in a relationship. And you can have a guy out there, he's doing all the wonderful things and he's buying you things, everything you want. But sometimes when that intimacy escapes the relationship, I mean, it could take a toll. It could take a serious toll.
It's important. It is important.
It's very
Yes.
important.
Yeah.
So if you want to save your relationship or continue it to be thriving, give me a call, 552-0212. You want to get that bully pill. It's all natural. That means if you are the individual, the man is taking medication for high blood pressure or diabetes, it won't interfere. Absolutely not. You take the pill, boom. It's more like a capsule. It lasts for about they want me to say 2 to 3 days, but it's really like 3 to 4 days, and you're gonna have a wonderful time. He's gonna feel young and vibrant. He's gonna have a nice, strong erection, and it's gonna be like reviving the entire relationship. So I'm encouraging you guys out there to take it, and you women, you keep calling. Some guys out there, it's a little bit kind of taboo to talk about in a relationship. You know, the absence of that, and baby, you're not the same anymore. You know, it's not happening down there, and you know, it takes a little bit longer. But hey, listen, you get it done. You know, talk about it. A lot of people from church. I have a lot of church members call me. You guys, you take it. I have people from all over.
Church people are people.
Yeah, they are people. What did it say? What did it say? Tell me. That's Hebrews 13 verse 4. The marriage bed is undefiled. Woman call me, say, but Mr. Thomas, what happened if I don't get a little defiled once in a while? I say, yeah, go on with it. Stop laughing, Sinead. And these people do their thing. Get that bully pill right now. Give me a call. Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers. 552-0212. That's 552-0212. Get that bully pill and get your groove on. My phone. Look at that.
Jesus.
From church.
Oh my God.
Is it that? I lie it? From church. I'm telling you, waiting if you've been
Well, I
playing
know.
it.
Well, I'll tell you. I know a pastor who got the rose from you before.
Yes. Because they always are complaining. They said, listen, we should give people their roses while they're still alive. So she got the rose, and everyone else get the rose. And speaking about the rose, there we go. Good old handy dandy rose that they always talking about. If you are a lady and you want to take your relationship to the next level, or you're a lady and you might be single. Now, one thing about the rose, you can use it solo. It's an adult toy, of course, or you can use it with your partner. And some guys, I know a guy, I can't call his name, he lives on the island. What he did, he purchased this in hopes that his woman would not go out seeking another man's attention. So he left this device. Can I say device? He left this device toy with her, and he says he feels so much more comfortable. And if you know, you know. Get the rose toy. It's what word can I use? That's the word I'm going to use.
I never heard of that word before.
Because you have never turned on the rose toy. The rose toy, you're going to love it. It's $55 for the rose toy. You are going to love it. It's going to take your relationship to the next level. It has a nice pulsating doom, 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 doom. It's almost like giving someone the CPR. Has different speeds. Doom, 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 doom. I like Shanique's face. Doom, 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 doom. And it's good. It has a nice sucking and pulsating apparatus. It's a wonderful toy. And it's washable, of course. It's a wonderful thing. So that's great. We talked about that. Now I want to talk about, I want to jump to this, but I'm going to talk about something else. Early today, the lady called me. She said, Mr. Thomas, what them things is you just put on the fence so people can't lecture your yard? I said, you're talking about the privacy screen? She says, yes. How much are those? The privacy screen, there's no more black, ladies and gentlemen. There's usually comes in black or a beautiful dark army green. No more left. It's 50 feet long, 6 feet tall, and it's easily affixed to the fence. You just get the straps and you put it on. If you are an individual who might have problems, you don't have somebody who can do it for you, we can also have individuals put it up for you. It's $35 for the installation of a 50-foot long, 6 feet tall. So it's absolutely wonderful. Let's just say you're doing some construction and you want people piercing into your property. That's ideal. You want to have a party and you want your event to remain nice and private. You want to get that privacy screen. It's wonderful. You might have a pool area. You don't want people looking in, or you might have your unmentionables on the line. Some people, you go by, they see, they look in the yard, see the old holy underpants.
Ian, that you better keep talking, you know.
I pause. Yeah. So get that. 50 feet long, 6 feet tall, $189. That's nothing. The least expensive. They tell me not to use the word cheap. The least expensive on the island. Give me a call. It's a wonderful thing. It's dark green. It's breathable, and it's very, very strong. You're gonna love it. What I want to tell you about. I also want to tell you. Oh, let's just go straight into this. I'm gonna go all over the place. If you need a paternity test. It's so important. If you need a paternity test, call DNA Direct right now at 324-0665. You can get a DNA test for as low as $450 with no needles or blood involved. So how it works is that you call DNA Direct, you make an appointment, they come and they see you. That's why individuals like it. They're the least expensive on the island at $450. There's no needles or blood involved. It's just a buccal swab of the inside of the mouth. There's a payment plan. You can do half down, pay the balance when the results come in. And what else I want to say? Well, that's the main thing. It's so easy. So if you're an individual and you need to know, you just want to find out. There's something been burning you deep down inside. You know, man, this child ain't look nothing like me. Ain't look like my sister. Ain't look like nobody. I know this look like. It's like my boy around the corner. Whatever it is. And if you want to find out if someone's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, or your grandparent, or your grandchild, call DNA Direct. So an informational test, that's $450. A legal test, that means if you need it for NIB, your passport, or any type of legal document, the price is $550. It's just a $100 difference, and then you can get it done. Individuals who need to prove that a child is theirs. Let's say a foreign mother with a Bahamian man. This is for you guys. Get it done. You want a legal test done, call DNA Direct. It's so easy to get it done. You can get your results back in 7 to 10 business days. That's DNA Direct, 324-0665. That's 324-0665. Their motto is DNA Direct, when knowing the truth matters. That's a great motto. You know, some people, it's very important, so you get it done. Some people say, no big deal, or whatever. However you feel, but if you want to know the truth, call DNA Direct, 324-0665. They're going to get you the truth, and you'll be so happy. Also, you got to get a blood pressure monitor. Anyone who's interested in their body and make sure everything's going right. Shanique Miller is always talking about that and everything like that. You want to get a blood pressure monitor. These are only $65. And what I like about this one actually talks to you. And I'm going to press a button. Can I press the button? Yeah, sure. Yes, that's wonderful. So individuals who might be visually impaired, this is ideal because it talks to you, so you can hear exactly what your reading is, and then of course it has a big screen where you can actually see what's going on. Medical professionals say that you should take your blood pressure about 3 times a week. Some people try to do it every morning, but that's not good because sometimes you get a little excited and you might have eaten something late last night. You might, and then you're going to get a different reading. Then you're going to be freaking yourself out. But get this is only $65. It's a wonderful gift for yourself or anybody else. This is something healthy. This is a wonderful gift. Get yourself a blood pressure monitor, and it's not like the old ones back in the days where you have to go get some batteries and do it. It has the same charging port as your cell phone, so that's a plus. Get this wonderful addition to your home. So that's great. Also, I want to let individuals know, The kidney, did I bring any? Yes. The kidney cleanser is here. The kidney and liver cleanse is here. It's a liquid drop, so it's easy to take. I wanted to send Shanique Miller some of the information. Yes, under the tongue.
Oh, okay.
So that's the kidney and liver cleanse. Yes. So it's important to clean your kidney and liver. It promotes better hydration and energy. So it promotes you and it encourages you to drink more water to help your kidneys filter they filter all that waste effectively in an effort to reduce fatigue. So that's important. It improves your digestive system. It motivates you to eat lighter, such as more fruits and vegetables and fiber. And by doing this, it reduces bloating and improves bowel movements. A lot of people have been calling me, I haven't had a good pass in a while. That's important. So if you want to have a better bowel movement, this kidney and liver cleanse is great. What's the price on this really quickly? This is $69.95. $69.95. It's a new addition to their healthy, their whole healthy line right now. So it's a kidney and liver cleanse. It helps with the breathing, your circulation of your blood, repairing cells, maintaining blood pressure, and having a fit liver plays a big role in producing fats and blood sugar. What else I want to let you guys know? Individuals who consume a lot of alcohol and processed foods, excess salt and sugar, this supplement is so important for you because it helps lower your the workload on your liver. So if you want the liver and kidney cleanse, give me a call, 552-0212. Like I said, the price is only $69.95. Take care of your liver, take care of your kidneys, and reduce your bathroom visits late in the night. You see, you guys, some women or men wake up through the nighttime, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times a night to go and use the bathroom, take a little pee. Hey, that's important for that. Also, I want to let you guys know the sea moss is here. Where's the sea moss? Right there. This is the sea moss. Where's sea moss? Right here. Sea moss gummies. As you can see, this is my personal usage. I take 2 of these a day, and it's wonderful. And the good thing about it, it has black seed oil, She Legit, bladder rack, ashwagandha, and elderberry, and it has a nice flavor. So now you're getting all these things with with the sea moss. This helps with digestion as well and aids in detoxifying your body. So everyone knows the importance of sea moss. We live in the Bahamas. Bahamians loves sea moss, and will keep your skin looking beautiful, just like Shanique Miller and my skin. People always compliment her every time I go somewhere. I love Shanique's skin. Yeah, so you want to get that sea moss. Did I say the price? $34.95 for the sea moss. Also, the sour sop. Where is the sour sop? This is the sour sop. It contains moringa, sea moss, it has sea moss in this, or oregano, ashwagandha, and black seed oil. This is so important. This is the sour sop. This is $69.95. This is a great addition for you. The supplement aids in cellular health, digestive balance, reduces inflammation, supports the immune system, and mental clarity. Also, I want to let you guys know about the cayenne drops. This is the favorite. Everyone loves this. Shanique got one about a month ago, and I take mine. I'm supposed to do like about a drop or 2 a day. I drive around and I just drop it all the time. Let me tell you something. This is good. This is also good for men. Shanique say, I shouldn't have been talking. Shanique say, Ian, to make it work more effectively, let it sit under your tongue. Sublingual. Woo. Shanique is used. Hey, Shanique, that's a big word. Sublingual. Put it underneath your tongue, let it evaporate. What is cayenne drops for? This is good for heart circulation, heart health, circulation, healthy blood pressure, strong bones, reduces inflammation, energy, and endurance. Like I say, guys, it's also good for downstairs. So I hear that music running, but I just want to tell you one more thing. Oh, the minoxidil. This for to grow your hair. I said something last week to Monty. Ian said it again. I said this gal hair was so short, she could roll her hair with rice. Monty couldn't stop laughing. Got to get this minoxidil. Listen. Shanique, you don't want to talk to me right now. Shanique's run out sometime, you know.
No, but I've been looking ever since you talk about it. Look it up. People use it on their brows.
Yes.
Just all over.
Your beard. If you want to grow your nice full beard, you got a bald spot, whatever. You want to grow your hair,
also,
your edges. Yes.
Even women with a full head of hair, for longer, fuller hair.
Yes. This is only $34.95. Repair your edges and regrow your bald spots. $34.95. I got to get out here because I know Justin will soon be mad at me. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a call. Ian Thomas, direct marketer, is 552-0212, 552-0212. And don't forget, you can still get this for $29.95. You guys will go walk in early in the morning or late at night. This is ideal for you. Shanique, I got to get out of here, man.
You absolutely do, and so do I. Ian, I thank you so much. I told you he comes with a whole bunch of stuff to tell us about. Thank you very much, Ian. Of course, the Hot Topics panel at the top of tonight's show. In the middle of the show, we had the youth panel, and then we had you. Thank you all so much for tuning in all week long. I wish you all an amazing weekend and look forward to seeing you right back here on Monday evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a blessed weekend, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and